Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.
And you can be certain there's lots of love in this kitchen this morning. Now, Eve's pudding, a traditional British dessert made with stewed apples and sponge cake. It's a classic combination that calls for something creamy and delicious on the side, or even all over if you like it that way. And that something is, of course, the taste that takes us all back. Clover Classic Vanilla Custard. So hello, Comfort Pudding, and hello, Teresa Ulyate, and hello, Kanyam Gangi.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Yeah, listen, what do you think of the new studio, by the way?
Love it.
Yeah?
I mean, I do miss the loft, but there's so much more to work with here. It's
Absolutely.
very pretty. I like it.
Yeah,
well
we've
done,
got
guys.
you to work with right now in the kitchen as well. So,
Yes.
Teresa,
Yes,
I trust that you'll be putting Kanya to work. She says that she's a setswerere in the
She
kitchen.
said she's ready.
Well.
There's lots to do.
I've rolled up my sleeves. Where do we start?
Okay, so what we've got here is, so it's called Eve's pudding. It's a British pudding, and it's basically stewed apples topped with a sponge layer.
Yeah.
So it's a great winter pudding. So we've prepared our apples already, and what we've done is we've dissolved some sugar, water, and lemon juice in the pot. We've added our apple wedges, and then we've let them stew for about 5 minutes until they cook through.
Any
so they're
particular
nice and
kind of apple that you're using? Because they have different flavor
they
profiles.
do. Whatever you prefer to use, whatever you have is fine.
Leftover.
Also,
So-
I like poached pear dessert, so could I substitute it with
You
it?
could,
I
yeah,
could,
yeah.
But then it's not Eve's pudding.
It
then
wouldn't be
then it's
Eve's,
like,
but it would work.
And it's
Yeah,
like
we call
apple
it something
versus
else.
something else.
Yeah.
So these have cooled. I'm going to start putting them into the baking tray, and then
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to help me with the batter, if that's
Cool.
okay. So we've
So
got
where do
some
I start?
caster sugar in the bowl, and we're going to add our Clover butter,
All of it.
all of it, and then you give it a good
That's
mix.
a lot of butter.
And you know
That's
what's the
gonna give it
secret,
flavor and-
Kanya, when you're working with butter,
Butter?
or actually making when you're baking, right? What's the secret is that all your ingredients need to be at
room
Temperature.
temperature. That's right.
I knew that.
Did you? Okay, okay. I'm going to ask you the next question, and now I'm going to ask you.
Okay, take it back, Heather.
Yes, so that's very important for cakes because it helps you to incorporate more air and you get that light, fluffy texture.
Yes.
For pastry, you want it cold because you want that crisp flakiness, but for cakes, you want light, airy texture.
Okay.
So give that a good mix.
Getting around to that.
I'm trying.
I'll get that.
Come, Kanya,
Maybe if it was a bit melted and not room temperature.
let those arms work.
Okay.
So you got to try and work it around the sides. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There we go. Press the bowl against the spoon. Get a bit of a grip on it. There we go.
I'm sure there's machines to do this for you.
There are, but you know, when you really want to get involved and put a lot of love in the food that you're making, you want everyone that tastes it to taste the love. You do it by hand and you do it yourself.
Got you.
Stirring-
Got you. Got you.
Stirring the love in.
Okay.
So that's our base. That's ready.
What else can I do? in the
So
meantime?
once you've creamed your butter and sugar, you're going to add an egg. So you
Okay.
can put that in there.
Just quickly.
And then
Just to show everyone at home that this
That
is
you
actually
can.
possible. Okay, there we go. So it's starting to incorporate a little
there,
bit.
no, it's coming together.
And I think the egg is going to help it quite a bit
Okay.
as well.
The
So
egg,
add the
and we're
egg.
also going to add some vanilla.
Ahead. You know what I found out the other day?
See, I'll be able to do it now with you.
Yeah, there we go. Vanilla is the second most expensive spice in the world after saffron.
wow.
Yep.
Have you seen how vanilla is, like, as much as I appreciate vanilla custard,
I love
little
the
flavor
smell
custard,
of
I appreciate it so
vanilla.
much more now. If you find out the process of
Yeah.
making vanilla
Yes.
pods, oh my word, it takes months and months on end.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that's starting to look very
Yes.
good now.
But the pods are amazing. They have such a beautiful flavor, and it's lovely to see the little seeds in your cooking as well.
Absolutely.
Why don't you
Yeah.
guys give me an apron? Just
Hey,
wondering.
yo, okay,
Just wondering.
I'm
Where
just
my
looking.
Doing
apron
very
is.
well.
Next
There's
time.
No mess.
Next
There's no
time.
mess.
So what do you have in
So
here? There's some...
incorporate that, and then that is self-raising flour and salt.
Okay, good.
So you can
Do we add that in
put
there?
that in as well.
And when that vanilla smell hits you, that's when you're like, now we're baking.
Delicious. And the combination with the sweet apple, it's just
It's clear
absolutely
as-
amazing. And then a little tip is if your batter is too thick, you can add a splash of milk just to thin it
I
out.
think
So
we
we've got
should,
some
yeah.
milk there.
Add some?
Yes, please.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
This is a very traditional dessert, and it's perfect with a traditional vanilla custard. It's
Absolutely.
absolutely perfect for this cold weather.
Who, Marikanya, when I'm with you, we'll eat this dessert next week.
Okay,
Yo.
fine, you do it.
gotta get involved, girl. But I know
You
you're
did
being
very
extra
well,
careful
very
because
well.
you put in a lot of effort.
It's a lot of pressure to get it all done.
Now you can finish.
Thanks.
Now you can just get involved there. Okay,
There
SMS
we
the
go.
keyword Clover to 33728. We'll send you a link to the recipe as well as the ingredients list so that you can make your
Perfect.
own Eve's pudding. And you said
Shall
that the name of the pudding is kind of biblical?
It's a biblical reference, I believe. Yes, Eve and the apples.
Oh.
Yeah, it all ties together. We learned
That's why it
something new.
tastes so. That's why it tastes so heavenly. Oh, come on, come on,
Come on.
stop it. Okay, is that the right
Shall we pop
consistency?
that on top?
Is that the right kind of consistency?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay,
It's
good.
all
I'm
mixed
gonna just let
together.
that do
Good
its
job.
thing.
So
Okay.
spread that on top, and then you pop it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes
It's
until
actually
it's
quite
baked
easy.
through.
Very easy.
It's actually not so bad.
Okay, if you missed the majority of how we made this, let's quickly show you a quick recap.
If you have a few forgotten apples lying around in your kitchen, then we have a brilliant recipe for you. Clover Classic Eve's Pudding, a delicious combination of stewed apples and sponge cake. Start by slicing 4 juicy apples. Then add 3 tablespoons of water to a pot. Next, add the juice of 1 lemon, 100 grams of sugar, and stir over a medium heat. Add the sliced apples. Cook them for about 5 to 7 minutes, then transfer them into a lined cake tin and set aside. Next, add 80 grams of caster sugar to 80 grams of clover butter and beat until pale and fluffy. Crack 1 egg into the mixture. Add a teaspoon of vanilla essence and whisk again until creamy. Add 100 grams of self-raising flour and a pinch of salt and fold together. Spoon the batter over the stewed apples and bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 35 to 40 minutes until golden brown. This pudding begs for something creamy, so serve your Clover Classic Eve's pudding with lashings of Clover Classic custard. Simple, comforting, and light on your pocket, this Applelicious recipe is definitely one to keep.
Made with love by Clover.
SMS the keyword Clover to 33728 while Kanya dishes up for us over there. So with that, of course, we'll send you a link to the recipe as well as an ingredients list so that you can make your own Eve's pudding. And then, of course, like we said, our secret ingredient, our Clover Classic vanilla flavored yogurt, a great source of vitamins A, B,
Just put on
2,
the
and
side
D.
so
On the-
that
you
it's
want it on the
always-
side?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you
I'm very
are you
big
a
on
bit of a...
plating.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, go on with your fancy
All
self.
about
Go
how it
ahead.
looks.
Yes.
Let's see.
There we go.
Oh,
That's in
wow.
there.
And you do like the little dollop thing. You don't even do... Yo.
See, normally, if we did have like a slice of apple just to put on top.
Oh,
to
yes, the finishing touch.
Yes.
Hey,
Just use it up.
when did this become Kanya's
Garnish,
cooking
garnish.
segment? Okay, cool. We'll take that. That looks absolutely beautiful. Teresa, thank you. I'm going to dish up one
I'm going to go serve
portion for
Graham
myself.
and Sabiso.
You go and do that.
Is that
Thank you very
cool?
much.
Enjoy.
Clover Classic Custard, the creamy taste that takes you back. Made with love by Clover.